Well. Good morning, good morning. I am back for all you who are listening. What I want to talk about is, where do I start? I want to talk about spaces and room names and space tags and what else? Spaces, space naming, all of this stuff. So what I'm trying to do is I want to automatically name these rooms. Instead of going through each tag, like this is deep dish, all of this, you see how it changes. But what has happened is I've created the spaces and somehow, for some reason, let me see if can I continue to delete. For some reason, once I've created my space, where are we? Once I've created my space, what I want to do is tag each one of these spaces with the room name and number. So what I've done, having created, where is it? Space. Having created, place spaces automatically, place space in all enclosed and boundary areas on the current level, right? And all of this has the spaces created. But what I don't want to do, exit out of this, what I don't want to do is go in and say, boom, let's do this one, let's do that one, and all the way down to X, Y, and Z. So I don't want to do that. So, but I've already created the spaces, but somehow I'm not getting the results that I want when I want to place the room name and number in the space. Like this. I want to place the name and number in the space. So I'm saying, I'm going to say okay to this. But it's not generating any names and numbers. So I don't know what I've done, but I think what needs to happen is for me to start over. And to start over, what I'm going to need to do is, and if you've come across this, I don't know the solution that would work for you, but it seems like this solution has worked for me by starting over, and but in order to do that, I have to delete all of these spaces. Delete all of these spaces. See here, and let me see if I can do just one. Let's go here. Space. Now there's no space. There's no space that's been created here. I know that because when I space, you see there's no X in here because I just deleted it. And I think that if I applied this to the entire floor plan, this is just for this one space. So let's see what happens. Space naming. No, I want to create the space first. Space, place space automatically. So those are already there, but this one is not. So let's place the space automatically here. Okay, one space created. Let's close it. I'm going to close, and now that this space, after I deleted it, after I delete the space and start over, then it creates the space tag, okay? So the next step is to use the space naming utility and apply the name and number to the space tag. So let's see what Revit does. I'm going to say OK to this. Elements have duplicate number values. Where is this? Show. Oh, use. Let me cancel out of this. No good view. Okay. I'm going to say OK to this and see what happens. OK. So it creates. So when you get in a jam like that, the best thing to do is to go back and delete all of your spaces, like I've done here. Space tag was deleted. I'm going to delete the space also. And what I'm going to do at this point is delete all the spaces. Let's go back. This one's okay because I deleted that space. So I'm going to multiply that by, I think it's 30. I have 35 spaces. I'm going to multiply that by 34. Okay, so I can get all of these spaces. In other words, I need to start over. And I think I can do that. I can filter the spaces out here and say, okay, I'm going to delete here. Delete, yes. Space was deleted from all models. What? Oh, I don't know what that said. I think it said model. So let's see if there are any more spaces in here. Okay, so there are no more spaces. Let me delete these. Let's see, unpin, delete, unpin, man, and delete. So it looks like we have a clean floor plan to start over. That's a pipe. I don't think it's going to matter. So when you, I'm keeping my fingers crossed that this is going to work. So when you first open, and you want to open your floor plan, and you want to create those spaces. So you go through space, okay, and you want to place the space. You want to place the space first, then place the room name and numbers in the space. Okay, I hope this works. Let's see what happens. Place space automatically. All right, I like it. 35 spaces created automatically. Close. Wonderful. Okay, and I think what it's going to say is just space, right? Even got a space in here for this pipe chase. But we can delete that. And it looks like everything. Okay, I don't know what that's for. But I think the best thing to do is go through and, yeah, it creates a space for any kind of cavity, it looks like. some of these doors have something going on, but anyway. So yeah, I like what it's done. So it's created, so far it's moving, Revit is moving according to script, okay? So let's go back and say, now that I've created the spaces, the space tags, I want to create the room name and number, okay? And to do that, let's go here, where are we here? So this is the space naming. We're going to name the space now with the room number and room name and number. Let me do this. Can I select? I want to select the model. So I want to show you guys something. The critical part of this is that when you click the link and you edit the type, there's only one, just make sure that the room is bounded, okay? Just make sure that room is bounded, otherwise you're not gonna get the results that you want. It's not gonna, you have to click the room bounding, okay? Which means you wanna, this is a bounded room, because if it's not bounded, then it's going to be a square that's not where it doesn't go all the way out to the boundary of that particular space. Okay, you see how it's going out to the bounding is going out to the boundary of the space. Okay, that's what that's for, this room bounding. And if it's not checked, you're not going to get the results. So be sure to check that, please. So what am I doing now? So now what I need to do is identify what each of these spaces are. We're going to put those room name and number in the space. So let's go back here, space naming. I hope this works. Name and number. All levels. I'm going to say okay. Yes. Elements have duplicate number values. I'm going to say okay. There must be something going on. So yeah, there you go. That's how that works. So if you are having a problem putting these room name and numbers in your space, then you might want to go back and just delete the space. Just delete the space and start over. I don't know what else to say. That worked for me. So now I'm going to delete this one. So now the problem is, and I did this in another video, and what I didn't do, I was critical in saying that when I move my tag out of the space, why am I getting an error saying space tag is out of its space? Okay. But what I need to do is continue reading. It says enable leader. Enable leader. So I'm going to cancel this and choose a leader line in here. Okay. Choose a leader line, which allows me to go outside of the space. Okay, so that will allow me to go outside the space. I'm going to go in and edit that type and show a leader arrowhead. Let's choose a 20-degree filled arrow. Okay, so now we got that going on. Now we can identify the space. We don't have to what? We don't have to think about, I guess. I don't know what I was just saying. I guess, oh, we don't have to think about that the spaces inside that the tag is inside the space where it's going to interfere with whatever construction is going on, whether it's air terminal grill, pipes, you know, valves or whatever, water heater, mechanical equipment and stuff, you know. So it's a clear space now. In other words, if I want to put a plumbing fixture in here, let's see, can I go to plumbing fixtures? Okay, plumbing fixture, pipe tag, analytics. I want plumbing fixtures. So I want to put a floor clean out or a lavatory in here. Let's go here. Let's put another one here, another one here, another one here, another one here. And so you're not, and then all the piping that's going to go on, you know, you can, which would make it very difficult to read, because once you go into trying to plot this drawing, let's do a preview, then that's what it's going to look like, you know. So you don't want that. So what you want to do, now that you can take it out by using a but that really looks bad, you see. I mean, how do you edit your tag here, right? Because it's clear in here, you know. I mean, it's gonna look nice now, you know. That looks good, but this kind of looks, we don't like that. What usually happens is it's in the space, but with no leader. Let's put it back. Okay, it's usually here, but the there's so many things going through my mind right now. But this space tag is usually in the background. It's half-toned or very, 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 very light. Highlighted. Man, let's see. So I think, and there's a way to do that, but I think I'm gonna stop here and talk about that the next time. Because man, there's so much to think about. Yeah, so I'm going to talk about having your room tag, room name and number in the background as halftone. So or even changing the font size. You may want to duplicate this and create your own. There's so much that goes on with this, with these tags and naming them, because it's, you know, I mean, it's the nature of how you're identifying, you know, what's what room number and room name is, but when you plot your drawing, you don't want it to be bold like this. So you want it in the background as halftone. But that's for another video. So I think I'm gonna stop here. And yeah, so I think I'm gonna stop here. So I hope that helped, and I will talk to you guys later.